took our passports, waited for 2 more policemen to check our photos.
It's not looking very bright for us at the moment. There are many police checks here though, so I understand if they don't want to take both of us.
We're in Kashgar. It feels like another country.
We're Malin and Alex, and in 2017 we came up with the crazy idea to hitchhike all the way from Thailand to Spain. This is our story.
We've spent 4 nights here in Turpan and we're about to embark on our journey into the desert. We've got 1,300 kilometers to cover in the next 3 days or so, and we're going to try and sleep out in the wild, see how it goes. Should be fun.
There are not really any places on the way to Kasghar where tourists can stay, maybe in Korla, but we don't want to go there. So we're also expecting more police controls, or to be more controlled in the police controls, because so far they've not even taken our passports, but we've heard that closer to Kashgar they might even take you into the local police station and question you. You should be alright, they're never nasty, but they haven't been so far anyway.
Let's go, come on.
We've walked about 3.5k now, just about to get to the motorway. Bags are nice and heavy. Yeah, about to start the day's hitch. See how far we can get today. Hopefully more than 400 kilometers. Let's see how it goes.
As usual, it's difficult to get out of a city. This case is no different. We've got a ride now to take us to the first toll gate, I think. So we'll see how it goes from there. The weather is really weird and sandy in the air. Yeah, so we got a ride to the toll gate, stuck our thumbs out as usual, and very soon we got picked up. But then this happened.
Ride number 4 of the day. The first ride took us to a toll booth, where we got our second ride, which took us about 50 meters to where the police stopped us, because apparently we had taken pictures of the police stop. They took our passports, waited for 2 more policemen for 45 minutes to turn up to check our passports, check our photos. And then after that, they weren't sure where we should stand. We went to a toll booth. We told we couldn't be stand by the toll booths. We went back, and there were no cars that could stop there. So we went through the toll booth, and the truck driver offered to take us to the next toll booth, where we got off, where it's super windy. And now we're in the car with this guy, who's taking us all day further than we expected.
We actually didn't even need to stick our thumbs out to get this ride. We were walking from a toll gate to a rest area where this guy approached us and, with no English, just offered us a ride.
The further into Xinjiang that we traveled, the more police checks we encountered. Whilst the Han Chinese people just waved their ID cards and drove straight through, the Uyghur, as well as us, had to be scanned, and they often held our passports for up to 1 hour, photographing them and making phone calls before we could continue. And every time our drivers had to wait for us.
After a long day in the same car, we finally arrived in Korla.
Alex, tell us about our afternoon.
We were in the same guy's car for all afternoon. From the second toll booth outside of Turpan. He was going to come and camp with us and stay in his car. In the end, he wanted to sleep in a hotel, so he drove us to the outskirts of Korla, big city, and he dropped us off a bit outside of town, and it looks like we're in like some kind of farmland. So we're setting up a tent. It might be a bit tricky tomorrow morning to get to the motorway, but see how it goes. It's a nice spot anyway. I'm happy with it.
If the sprinklers don't come on in the morning, there's sprinklers here. Is that right, Alex?
That'll be alright. Got a waterproof tent. What can possibly go wrong?
There are ants here. I'm just joking. Very naive and completely unaware that Korla is the city in Xinjiang with the most police presence, and that we were just lucky to not have been spotted and interrogated, we went on with dinner and then lay down in the tent and had a chat.
Okay, we're in our humble abode. That is our tent, protected by lots of trees, so we won't get blown away this evening. Have we had dinner?
Cup noodles. It's instant noodles.
Delicious.
Have we had lunch?
Not really. We had some buns for lunch, so today's been a pretty shitty day for food, but interesting day. The guy ended up dropping us off outside the city.
We're not outside of the city in the terms of really being outside of the city. We're actually on the outskirts of the city. I'm not happy about that because we wanted to be dropped off by the motorway. But the guy, I don't know, he thought that he could check us into a hotel with him, and we tried to explain that we can't because they won't take foreigners.
Anyway, it's a nice spot.
I think we have quite a walk tomorrow. I'm not so happy about that. I'm very weepy today, I don't know.
Time of the month. It's a nice spot. I'm quite happy with it. It's alright. Hopefully we won't get woken up by a farmer. Anyway,
Or the sprinklers.
Oh, the sprinklers.
We still have 1,000 kilometers to go to Kasghar.
It's not so far, is it? 1,000.
And also, the guy said that he would take us tomorrow, but now after he dropped us off, he said, I won't find my way back here to find you.
We're in the process of making breakfast after an alright night in the tent. It was better than last time. The surface was not as hot and we had space in the tent because we could keep our bags outside. It was less windy. I'm in the road tunnel and it's pretty windy.
So we got our bags stopping the tent from flying away.
We're making porridge and coffee. And in a bit we will try to find our way to the motorway because, as we mentioned yesterday, we didn't get dropped off by the motorway. First car this morning taking us out of the city. We're not sure how many kilometers, we'll see. So the first car misunderstood us and took us the wrong direction, which means we had to try to hitch out of the city again, and we were in an awful spot and we couldn't get out. It took like about an hour more, 1.5 maybe before, but now we're on our way. So let's see what this day has to offer.
We've got tea, we've got food on the way, we've got naan bread.
That Alex thinks costs 5,
Yeah, pretty sure.
but it's a lot, so I am suspicious. It might cost more. We don't know what we've ordered.
No, we'll see.
Because our Uyghur language skills are not very developed. We are having a very slow day. We need to get at least 260 more kilometers today. It's not looking very bright for us at the moment. There are mostly trucks going through this toll booth. We're in Kucha. Nobody stops. We kind of want to ride with Chinese people because if we ride with Uyghur people and we go through the police check, I think they will question them a lot. I mean, it's enough that they question us and check our passport because the police are not very nice to Uyghur people here. It's better if we go with Chinese people. It's a shame though. It's a shame. We would like to go with Uyghur people. It's a little bit more complicated. Language-wise as well.
Okay, we're in our third ride of the day in a truck. We're on our way to Caucasus, which is about 4 hours or so. Hopefully we'll find somewhere to camp outside of the city.
Funnily enough, our next ride was with a Uyghur truck driver. He was the sweetest guy, and in order to communicate with us, he called his English-speaking brother to act as an interpreter.
We had tried to explain that we wanted to wild camp, but that seemed to have somehow got lost in translation. We made it through the day. It was a very slow day hitchhiking, quite unexpected actually. In the last ride, I was looking at all these cool places where we could camp, and I said, Alex here, and he chickened out. I didn't want to do it, and in the end, the driver was going to turn into the city, and we had to say we wanted to get off. He didn't want to let us off. He wanted to take us to a bus station because he thought we were crazy because it was raining as well. Raining in the desert. The rain is following us. Summer and desert, it should not rain. Anyway, here we are again in a road tunnel.
No, but this time, what's better about it? And what's worse?
There's sand, so it's softer to sleep on. But it's like old poo in here as well. Yeah.
So we got noodles.
Yeah, noodles.
And we got bread from, like, naan bread we bought earlier. And we're going to make a tea here. Just heating up the water. Yeah, it's the campsite for tonight. Alright. Morning. We slept a little bit too long today. 20 to 8. Probably an hour late when we want. Never mind. How'd you sleep, morning?
Shit.
I slept alright.
Do you know how many clothes I have on? I've got socks, tights, sweatpants, t-shirt, hoodie, and Alex's fleece, hat, scarf. And I've been cold. And a sleeping bag. And Alex, he has slept in a pair of linen trousers and a thin long sleeve t-shirt, and he did not feel cold. I don't understand.
She's a bloody pussy. That's a problem.
Going to Kashgar, or Kashgar today. It's about 9 o'clock. There is a lot of traffic, just so much traffic. Maybe one truck every 10 minutes. See how far we can get. We need to get there today, really. We don't really have alcohol for the stove for another day, so here we go. It's about 500 kilometers, just over, so might be a long day, but hopefully we'll get a truck that goes all the way there. That'd be handy. Anyway, here comes one now.
We had a long wait that morning. Traffic was close to zero and we did our best to entertain ourselves.
A truck has stopped. Alex, as usual, has to do some translation, either in Chinese or body language if it's an Uyghur person. Hopefully we've got a ride all the way to Kashgar, but might be too good to be true. We'll see. No luck this time. Damn it, at least one stopped. So the trucks here are only allowed to have 3 people in the trucks. We've gone 4 people in the truck before, and Alex actually had to, when we went through the police check, Alex had to lay down so they couldn't see him. There are many police checks here though, so I understand if they don't want to take both of us if there are already 2 people in the truck. So this might take a while. Eller vad säger du?
So we're in our first car of the day. It took an hour and 10 minutes to get one. Then we went to a police check, same stuff. Where are you going? Whose car have you been in? How are you travelling? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, back on the road. We need to get a ride that goes all the way to Kashgar. This ride is only going to Aksu, another 50k or so. Second car of the day with some different people. I think we're going about 300 kilometers before we turn off. We're going to a different city than us. We should get a good distance from them. Anyway, so far to Kashgar. Shaky start to the morning, but we're on the way.
Once again, we had a ride with some Uyghur people, and when we went through police check, one of the guys hid his phone under the seat. Apparently, the Chinese government tracks and traces every move they make. In Xinjiang, Uyghurs can be arrested only for having a beard or for speaking their language.
When these lovely guys dropped us off, they invited us for tea and some amazing kebabs. And then Marlon and I walked out to the road and started hitchhiking again.
This is the third ride of the day. I'm with the Chinese guy this time. At the last ride, we went with 3 Uyghur guys and they stopped and we had lunch with them. Very nice lunch actually. The best food we've had for a while. We had kebab and we had noodles with meat and a nice tomatoey kind of sauce with lots of spices. And now we're on our way to Kashgar. We've got about 3-hour drive ahead of us. And we have made it to our final hitchhiking destination in China. So, hey!
It only took us about 10 minutes to get our last ride to Kashgar. We felt very excited, but at the same time quite emotional. Kashgar was the last city of our epic month in China.
Alright, we're in Kashgar. We're in the old quarters and it feels like another country. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's warm, it's nice temperature.
It's like 6:30 in the evening, something like that, right? Yeah.
It's good.
Alright.
Neither Turpan nor Hamid felt like China to us, and Kashgar even less so. We started our first evening in this beautiful Uyghur city by trying some local noodles.
Noodles, cold noodles, first meal in Kashgar. This one cost 8 yuan. This one cost 5 yuan. How much is that, Alex?
No, it's about 2 euros.
About 2 euros. Cheap, nice.
Yeah, and what's in the bowl?
It's some kind of soup. And it tastes like Christmas.
It smells like Christmas.
Then it was time to try some maruksna, or Uyghur ice cream. It was remarkably similar to Turkish ice cream, and that might actually not be a coincidence, as the Uyghur are Turkic, but we might be wrong. After the ice cream, we walked around the old town of Kashgar, and we quickly realized that Uyghur mud houses here had been renovated or were completely new. After some research, we found out that it was all set up for domestic tourism. Chinese people could basically just walk into the Uyghur living areas and snap photos.
The authentic mud houses you'll find in the outskirts, and they are being torn down by the Chinese, just like everywhere else in Xinjiang.
He only nags when I do it anyway, because it hurts!
You must use like shitty scissors to tear my hair out.
Meet Misha, Yinbin and Brian, 3 other cool travelers crossing the world by land. Actually, Misha and Yinbin were doing a similar hitchhiking journey to ours, and we will meet them again in a later episode from Kyrgyzstan.
Our second evening in Kashgar, we all went out for some yummy Turkic food at Kashgar's night market. Also set up for tourism, it was still a very nice experience, and we felt this was a perfect introduction to our upcoming travels through Central Asia.
Horse versus cow. Who wins?
This is what my horse can do.
I'm scared of these horses. The probably only authentic experience you can get in Kashgar is a visit to the bustling livestock market. Here the local Uyghur bring the livestock every Sunday to trade, sell and buy, or to just have a chat with their friends. It was a fascinating experience, but also pretty raw and brutal if you don't like animals being pushed around. But knowing that the Uyghur are being stripped of their culture, religions and traditions, it was refreshing to walk around this market and see the people just get on with life, without any police control, without any police at all. At least we didn't see any. Oh, I don't like how he's hitting him. Huh?
It's important to note that we visited Kashgar and Xinjiang in 2017, and it's much more difficult to travel there independently now. China is trying to hide the suppression of the Uyghur people and is controlling tourism a lot. We might in fact have been among the last hitchhikers crossing this area of China without any big issues. And this, guys, is where this episode ends.
Join us next time as we leave China and cross one of the world's most remote borders into Kyrgyzstan and continue our amazing adventure towards Europe. We're at the border, lots of snow in the mountains here. We're on almost 3,000 meters. I'm quite impressed with the views. Look at this. Say hello. Guys, if you have made it to the end of this video, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel and drop us a comment below. And we will see you in the next one. And a special thanks to all of our patrons for keeping us motivated and helping us stay on the road. If you too want to become a patron, head over to our page. You will find the link at the end of this video and down in the description below.